I also had this kind of a little bit of a crisis because being away from NPR made me realize that doing news was really hard on me. I'd been doing really hard news. I mean, you and I both covered the Justice Department. I'd been doing hard news for all my career, but especially at NPR, 19 years. And it wasn't good for me. I just wasn't cut out to do news. And it was taking, someone had once said to me, a psychologist once said to me, when you're not in the right job, one of two things will happen. Either you'll leave or your body will make you leave. What I realized is that my body was making me leave. But who was I if I wasn't NPR's Barbara Bradley Hagerty? So this was another identity crisis. I didn't want the pain. I wasn't sure I could go back to news. I wasn't sure I wanted to go back to news, but who was I? And so what happened is I had this kind of insight that I got from my book, Fingerprints of God, which was that I've been here before. I have been at a point where my identity, the things I define myself by, have been taken away. And while this is really crummy, I've been here and I know that I can get through it and that life will be better if I get through it and surrender to it a little bit and be open. The other thing that I learned, because I was doing a book on midlife and how to thrive at midlife, what I learned is that I wasn't going to reinvent myself. As I looked at this kind of career crisis, I knew I couldn't go back to news, but I wasn't going to become an organic farmer. I wasn't going to open a B&B in New Hampshire,
Or a
right?
church lady.
Or a church lady. That's right. I left that one behind. But what do, right? I'm not going to reinvent myself. What I realized, and I learned this in the course of writing my second book, is that by the time you hit your early 50s, which I was, you have enough biography behind you to know what you're good at and what you're not good at, what you like doing and what you loathe doing. And what I should do is kind of pivot